I scour Facebook for high school reunion groups and fake my way into joining them. It's way easier than you think. As soon as it's an event for like 50 or more people, you can just show up and say you went to the same school. The key is to memorize as many faces and names from the Facebook group so you can continually deflect any suspicion. Oh, I'm Jesse Green's older brother. I always hung out with Jeff. I'm the history teacher, Mr. Johnston's son. He couldn't be here, so he sent me in his stead. Is it manipulative? Yes. I won't bore you with all the disguises, but trust me, they are infinite. Am I an asshole for doing it? Yes. You can think of me what you want, but I got so burnt out trying to meet people at clubs or using Tinder. In the real world, everyone is so judgy and reserved. You need money, good looks, or connections to stand a chance, which basically means I have no chance. Whereas at high school reunions, everyone is nice, everyone is trusting. The vibe is amazing. It's like a little slice of paradise where all you do is share warm, honey-soaked nostalgia with people who just want to have a good time. Oh, and there's often an open bar. Anyway, I had done my research on a 10-year reunion for Prince Bridgington High, which was only a 6-hour drive from my city. A swanky school with swanky alumni. Worth it. I resembled 3 of the graduates there, so I could be someone's older brother, and if push came to shove, I could also be a gym teacher's son. I showed up my standard 3.5 hours late, and they didn't disappoint. Instead of the usual hotel bar or tavern, these alumni rented out an enormous Victorian mansion, complete with a tennis court in the back, a horse stall, and patios with fully grown palm trees. There were tons of people in their late 20s. It was a 10-year reunion. They graduated in 2014, so I guess they were all born around 95. They were dressed in what one might call their best evening attire. Suit jackets slung over polo tees for men, tailor-fitted suit jackets for women, with a couple flashy gowns. Anywhere you looked could be the cover of Vogue. It was very intimidating. And between all these chattering, glowing young graduates were these stoic old dudes. Adult men dressed in all black business suits with long-sleeve dress shirts, offering drinks and snacks. In other words, butlers. Whoa. I thought butlers were like 1950s cartoon, or exclusive to British royalty or something. But people here in Canada still had those? That's crazy. And then I realized something even crazier. I always rented a backup tux to put in my trunk in case the reunion was unexpectedly black tie, which was basically a black business suit with long-sleeve dress shirts, which meant I could literally sneak my way in pretending to be a butler. Holy shit. You see, I don't really care about making lasting friendships or relationships, and I've given up one-night stands a long time ago. The reason I crash these high school reunions is to sip on a little socialization. Is it sad? Probably. Does anyone get hurt? Absolutely not. I largely do it twice or maybe 3 times a year. It's my own guilty pleasure, and I always feel rejuvenated. It's something that chat rooms and Discord channels simply can't emulate. The feeling of being around flesh and blood people. Honestly, I think the world would be a much better place if everyone interacted with an RL crowd once a year, where everyone is only allowed to be nice. It's fun. And this time, I swear I could my classic black tuxedo while doing it. I had to try. After changing in my car, I watched every now and then as a new guest arrived and handed their key to one of these old guys. The butlers apparently also acted as chauffeurs. Noted. I watched this cycle repeat a few times and saw one of the butlers re-enter through a side door of the mansion. Even better. It was on the shady side of the building by some garbage bins. A butler would prop the side door with a little brick and then remove it when they came back. I waited 20 minutes for the right opportunity. Soon another butler left, carrying keys in a suitcase. Immediately, I slinked out of my car and marched right past the hedgerows, toward the door, praying that no one noticed me. No one did. I left the brick wedged in the same spot as I closed the door behind me. Inside was like an oven, hot and humid. I must have been in the back of a kitchen because surrounding me were large stainless steel appliances, ovens, stoves, and what looked like coolers. I quickly turned right and walked down a long hallway that led to more stainless steel shelves and kitchen appliances. At least I thought they were appliances. Upon closer inspection, the ovens and dishwashers were actually filled with tiny lights and cables, as if they were servers or something. Maybe this was a place for graduates in information technology? I kept moving and finally found a passage that spat me out into the middle of the dining hall. It was loud. All around me were guests talking, holding wine or martini glasses. Their stylish outfits looked even better alongside magnificent Renaissance-style frescoes and friezes. The medieval art featured knights, kings, priests, and angels on every wall. Down a corridor, I even spotted Roman columns supporting the ceiling. Roman columns. Trying to blend into this museum, I spied on the other butlers' behavior. Each one was holding a tray of tarts on one hand and doling out treats to any hungry guests. So I stole a small cheese platter from a table and did the same, warily approaching groups of people who might be interested in food. It was a little jarring at first. I never attended anything so high society in my life, but after a few moments I could breathe again and my heart stopped beating in my ears. The young guests refused to look at any of their servants, so I was safe from them, and similarly, the old butlers seemed to snub their nose at everything, keeping their eyes upward and half closed. I was in perfect little Goldilocks zone. No one paid any attention to me. Wasting no time, I started doing my usual snooping and eavesdropping. I loved hearing who got married, who got divorced, who had a kid, and all that junk. It was this candid slice of life material that made high school reunions so special. The kind of conversation topics you could only get from someone if you had been friends for years. Here you got it within minutes. Except at this fancy reunion, things seemed a little different. Instead of hearing about pregnancies, new cars, or marriages, I heard, "I love how you settled on black hair, very realistic. Where did you reculture your skin cells? It's nice to be in a place without organics." I consider myself a pretty decent actor. That's how I've been able to keep this up for so long. But even I had trouble hiding the shock from my face when I heard someone say, I see you've changed your height again." I took some moments to compose myself. I looked at the food I was holding. Upon closer inspection, there was a flakiness to the cheese I had never seen before. Was it made of paper? Chills ran down my neck. I retreated until my back pressed against the side of a staircase. I needed some distance from this, some explanation. Who are these people? I stood well away from everyone, and even from afar I saw anomalies. There was a woman with a shiny sequin dress made of interconnected metal hexagons. The hexagons would undulate between colors and even ripple like water as she strolled between friends. I noticed several black cables popping out of various guests' sleeves too. I had no clue what for. Soon after I saw a pair of men shake hands, during which both of their cables popped out and linked together for like a secondary handshake or something. At the very back was a woman who appeared to be throwing bugs into the air. They were silver, flying moth-like things that fluttered all around her. I was about to take a few steps on the stairs to get a better look, when another butler approached me.